All sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning, your cold Saturday morning. I know we talked about the groundhog back in February, but like I thought y'all told me that he saw his shadow. So if you see the shadow, that means summer's coming or spring or something.
I don't know.
Warm weather.
I thought so. Well, we had it earlier this week, and then the cold just smacked us in the face today.
It smacked me this morning.
For no reason.
Yeah, I've been up outside since 7:30.
Yikes.
Peyton had baseball this morning, so out at the, I think, Community America Complex. Yeah.
Since when do they do the games that early now?
8. They've been that early on Saturdays. You just were too young to know.
Yeah, and I can wait to have kids then. I like to sleep in on my Saturday mornings.
Yeah, nah, we were out there.
That's crazy. For baseball, too. Like, I feel like, you know.
Well, no, spring, it should be at least 60.
True.
You know, in the morning time. That's cool. Even if it has a little breeze. Now, today, it was 39 when I went out.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
At least you can kind of layer up with baseball, though. Like, they have the long pants.
That's true.
You know, like.
That's very true.
You can wear the Under Armour underneath.
Yeah. I still got on. I got on my thermals.
Layered up.
Yeah, I wasn't playing with this with Jack Frost today.
How did the game go?
They lost. They started out slow. So like, our team has never won an 8:00 game. And some people were like, oh, well, y'all just need to get them up earlier, get out there earlier. Not when it's that cold.
No. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, one of the players said, Coach, I don't think we've won an 8:00 game ever. I was like, oh, you got a good point.
Yeah, maybe they're just not morning people, you know?
Well, they need to snap out of it. They got another game at 12, so I'll be headed there right after today's show. It's a busy day, and busy Saturday for sports in Kansas City in general.
Yeah.
You got Sporting KC's playing at 7:30. I think KC Current's playing at 6:30. The Royals are playing at 6:40. So
too bad we couldn't get the nice weather for them.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see how many I can hit today. Think I can hit all 3?
Oh, that's a lot. I think you can though.
Yeah.
I got faith in it.
And boxing's tonight.
Boxing.
Yeah, friend of the show, Devin Haney.
Okay.
He's fighting tonight in NYC. So yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to tap in. I watched the fights last weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I'm starting to get into it. You know, don't quote me or anything like that or ask me too many questions. But I do. I'm a fight girly. I like watching the fights.
Do you?
Yeah.
MMA or just regular boxing?
Both. I prefer boxing because MMA, once they start to get to wrestling a little too much, I'm like, okay, I want to see a knockout. I want to see some kicks, some swings. So I would have to say more boxing, but I like both.
And as always, we appreciate everyone who joined the show this morning, who's watching us or you're listening to us on 100.1 FM. Remember, use hashtag talk about it and we can talk about whatever topic you want. Speaking of topics, we have a lot to talk about this morning. Of course, the one and only Chiefs Patrick Mahomes. He lands on the cover of Time magazine for 100 most influential people of 2024.
Not surprising.
Yep. Jontay Porter. He's a Missouri native, and he's receives a lifetime ban for NBA violating gambling rules. That sucks. And the Indiana Fever select your girl, Caitlin Clark, #1 in 2024 WNBA draft. And then USA Basketball, they set their 2024 men's Olympic roster. Who do you think is going to start? We'll dive into that a little bit later. Plus, coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll have our Snickers of the Week during our Hater to Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Patrick Mahomes lands on the cover for Times 100. Most influential people of 2024. I feel like this doesn't come as a surprise.
Not a surprise at all.
Got his hand in everything here. And obviously he's a champ. So
yeah. 3-time champ.
More you could do.
3-time champ. Yeah. I think with Pat, they are. It's not much else. It's not much else that he's not going to be able to do in his lifetime. I mean, he's won 3 Super Bowls. He's been to 4 Super Bowls in his short career. And you got to remember, he's likable.
Yeah.
He's a sellable guy. Like, well, I guess the word is marketable. So putting him on the cover of Time magazine, that's smarter than their part.
Fitting for sure.
Yeah. And
just like how he gets his whole family involved, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it seems genuine. Like yes, he's a football player. Yes, he's a great football player, but I feel like you kind of look at him as just a human being too. Like he's very much himself. He's very much you see different sides of Pat, I guess. It's not just a football player. So when I think of influential people, that's what I think of. And so I feel like he's kind of the epitome of that right now.
Yeah. And he's when you think about just influential, it's like your influence on other people. Mm-hmm. And he's definitely influenced. I mean, kids, you think about just from the hairstyle, from the way he talks, and the way in general, the way he carries himself. Like you hear other like athletes where you can tell your kid, like, nah, you don't want to be like him. For real. Nice. Like, I mean, you see other athletes that they get in trouble. They do things that, they bump their heads a little bit. And Pat, he hasn't, knock on wood, he hasn't had that.
Right. He definitely hasn't. And even around here, like at the parade and stuff like that, there's so many of the I want to be Patrick Mahomes with like the mohawks and all that stuff. Just like, I feel like that goes back to it being influential. Like even the haircut, like he has influence on the haircuts. I mean, Travis too, that whole debate, but I don't know. I think it's just super cool to see it in our own community, especially it being here. Like you can see it all. You see it all the time at the grocery store. Yeah. Kids, I'm sure in baseball talking about it, stuff like that. Like, how can you not like him? I guess unless you're just being a hater.
Yeah, and I want to know what Patrick thinks about this, because you remember there's so many things that he's done in his career, right? And I'm just trying to figure out like, where does this rank on his things that I've done or things that I've accomplished. Because in Time magazine, they've had some stars on the cover. Yeah. And for him to grace the cover, that's really dope.
Yeah. And even back then, like I remember times when you would go to the library as a kid, or we would have library days, and you would look at the Times magazine, who's the cool person on the front type thing. So I think that would be really cool to hear his take on what it's like to see himself. I mean, I feel like between that and Sports Illustrated, growing up as a kid, that was always one that you looked at or grabbed just simply because what was on the cover.
Yeah, you got people that are like, you have Barack Obama on the cover of Time magazine before. And then you look at some of the other people that are on, the cover, like you got Taraji P. Henson, you got Michael J. Fox, people like that, like household names, so to speak. So does that mean that Patrick is a household name?
Absolutely.
You think so?
What would be your argument for him not being a household name?
I'm asking because I think he is. Like, some people would say, oh, well, no, he's no, he definitely is a household name in Kansas City. But as far as like worldwide, because you think Time magazine is worldwide. Right. Or nationwide at the very least, but worldwide, I feel like, but Pat is definitely a household name worldwide.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it'd be hard to argue. I don't know what the argument would be for him not being a household name.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Now, Indiana Fever selects Iowa's Caitlin Clark #1 in 2024 WNBA draft. This obviously came no surprise. Super exciting. The draft was held with fans for the first time since 2014 and 2016, and tickets for 1,000 spectators sold out within 15 minutes of going on sale.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
We got the pictures rolling. If you're online, the fits were crazy for the draft.
Yeah.
I think I saw something about Caitlyn was one of the first females to pull up in Prada.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yep. But you know what? As a brand, like if you have a brand, why wouldn't you? The way that women's sports and women culture, or not like just women in general, the culture in women's sports, you'd be hard pressed not to want your brand to be tied with a woman like Caitlin Clark.
Definitely. And I think just like we talked about with Patrick being marketable and everything, we've talked about this a lot here lately, I feel like, but the women are so marketable. Like they are talking trash. They're getting involved, like there's, of course, nobody wants to egg on the drama, but there's drama. There's everything that comes with the girls that people follow those sagas, and I think that like is cool to see even with the WNBA, like people coming in. I think that there was one of the players that was had made a comment about Caitlin Clark being able to play right now amongst all these 18 to 21-year-olds, but welcome to the big leagues. And so you just like watch this to see how it all plays out. Like, what if she ends up playing alongside one of these players? Like all of the
why do you feel like there's so much hate for Caitlin? Because she a winner, or because she can hoop?
I think it's because she can hoop. I think that people. She's different for her time. Like we had the Brittany Grinders. Obviously, she was like super tall post player. We hadn't seen that in a while. But Caitlin, like we haven't seen a Caitlin Clark type player. Like we talked about how comparing her to like Steph Curry in the men's game. Like who in the women's game have you seen that other than like a big or a post body lately? Like it's all about those lately.
And to me, and it's just me speaking, I feel like we've seen so many like Black girls that can hoop, right? Like we haven't seen the white girl from Iowa,
right?
Like just to put it plain, like you would, she out there like hooping,
right? And talking trash and everything, like feeding into it.
People aren't used to that,
right? I think, totally. I think that combined with her talent and everything, it's a wrap. You just got to be hating at that point.
Because she can hoop. She can go.
She can hoop, and then still bringing, like you said, the swag to the game. She's talking smack, everything. Like, how could you not tune in to that? So I think it's super exciting. And I think the team that drafted her has already changed the stadium that they're hosting their first home game to accommodate her fandom. Like, that's crazy.
Indiana's not far from Iowa.
Yeah, no. You know that they're gonna. In Iowa, people always travel and support their sports well, so you know that they're gonna show out.
They do, yeah. I think it's good for just women's basketball and women's sports in general. Like we've been talking all season, past couple years, about just the transition of women's sports, and I put it as you mentioned the Indiana Fever changing their stadium to a larger venue. And I look at it as when LeBron was coming out of high school, going to the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Like it's his hometown, right. But I feel like it's similar to that, where it was the change in time, or the change in just how the league looked, because it was still that like old school. NBA still had that old school like feel to it. Jordan was done. Kobe was, a little almost past his prime, close, not really, but like he was almost there. And so it was like the changing of the guard. And I feel like this is a spark that what the WNBA needs. They need that, that little spark. And not only Caitlin Clark, but you see the other young ladies that are coming in too.
Yeah.
Like I saw Angel Reese post on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, earlier this week. She said, well, I'm in Chicago now, so I can't be Bayou Barbie anymore. Right. What's going to be my name?
Right. Like, I don't know. What would be a good one for Chicago, I guess, if you had to brainstorm?
I saw one. It was kind of dope. Deep Dish Diva.
Okay. That's pretty fire. I like that. I can rock with that. Yeah, no, that is crazy too. I never thought about them having to kind of rebrand themselves. I
Mhm.
didn't think about that side. I
Yeah.
mean, Caitlyn, I feel like she didn't really have a staple like that.
Yeah.
But Angel's totally gonna have to revamp the brand now.
Yeah.
Which good for her though. I think that will come with more people following the
There was
saga
another
again.
one, Chi-Town Shawty. It was a bunch of people. I took a deep dive into the comments just to get a laugh because like when I saw Deep Dish Diva, like it threw me really because first of all, you know, Chicago is for the pizza, and
yeah.
then Diva. It was really cool, but I don't know. A lot of people were like, you know, hard at the Deep Dish Diva.
I like that one.
Yeah,
you must have been scrolling in the thread.
I was definitely on there.
How do you think like her dynamic is going to change then with revamping? Now that was her big thing, was Bayou Barbie, everything like that. So if she doesn't find a niche or like a great name in Chicago, what does Angel Reese do next in the marketing realm?
Just hoop.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing about it is real life happens. In real life is going to come at you fast. Like when being in college, you still have no worries.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got bills and things like that. But then once you get to the WNBA, it's now a business. And I'm not saying that it hasn't been a business in college, because it is with like the NIL deals and being marketable and things like that. But now it just takes it up that next level. That's the cool thing about like NIL, is the fact that you're learning while you're learning.
Right.
You don't know what you don't know. And therefore going forward, you're able to parlay that into being a pro.
True.
She's still gonna have to learn how to be a pro, because we talk about it all the time. Like these young people, whether it be NBA, NFL, you come in as a rookie and you not only have to learn the plays, learn how to play with a new group of whether it be men or women. Now you've actually got to learn how to be a pro, talk to media. And she's already been in the light, but it's more of Chicago's a huge media base.
Yeah. Huge.
More than Indiana. Like, but you're gonna have to learn how to, you know, maintain all of those things. And then you're growing up into womanhood now, and you know, starting a family comes into play and things like that. So I feel like if she has a strong base, which I believe she does, if she has a strong like support system, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, support system, she'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. Scotty Schefter wins the 2024 Masters tournament, joining select group of golfers who have earned the title twice.
Yeah, that's
You're
dope.
the golf guy.
Yeah, I mean, not too many people have done that. Not too many people have. It's only been, I believe, 17 golfers that have won the Masters tournament more than once.
It's crazy.
Yeah, out of all the people that have played in the Masters, it's dope. Like we got to see Tiger come back, but Tiger just it hurts to see like your childhood idols and the people that you look to get old.
Yeah.
Because you want them so bad to just be what they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I posted before the Masters week, I had posted like Tiger talking. Somebody asked him like, what does he expect to do this week? It's like, what you mean? What do I expect? I mean, I'm gonna come out here and win. And somebody like chuckled. He was like, what? I'm being serious. But yeah, like Tiger's getting old. And I think it's we talk about changing of the guard. It's been that way for a while, but I like Scotty Scheffler. He got the swag, you know.
Yeah, what makes I don't know much about golf, so break it down. Like, what makes his game good? What about him?
I mean, golf is different. When you talk about locking, you know, we talk in sports, you talk about you got locking.
Yeah.
He's the dude that, if I could put him as like a NBA player, I would put Scotty Scheffler as right now I put Scotty Scheffler as like a Steph.
Okay.
I would put Scotty Scheffler as like a Steph, because you still got Rory McIlroy, you got a bunch of other guys that are definitely good, but Scotty Scheffler is that dude. Yeah, he's like to me, he's like a Steph.
He's the next Tiger Woods.
There's no there's not another Tiger Woods.
Facts. There is Champion Red though.
There is Champion Red. For sure.
Jontay Porter receives lifetime ban from NBA for violating gambling rules. Oof. Lifetime ban. We talked a little bit about this already off
Yeah.
the air, but lifetime ban, I feel like there are some strong words.
Life now, sometimes when people say lifetime ban is like indefinite, like when people say indefinitely, you're suspended
Right.
indefinitely. Nah, lifetime ban means like you done.
Right.
You done. And here's the thing about it. And I know you asked me, like, is this his first offense? Yes, it's his first offense that we know of.
Right.
Like, this ain't something that you just, if you're a gambler, you don't just start gambling.
Yeah.
Like
fair.
betting big money. You dibble and dab, like, and I feel like he was caught. Of course, when you're gambling money like that, and not only just gambling, but he was betting on himself. So he would say, all right, I need to have, or whoever, he would say, all right, well, it has me as, let's just throw a number out there, 6 rebounds. I've got 5. I'm going to fake an injury and leave the game early so they don't put me back in, so I can't get my 6.
Okay.
And if
that
you
is
bet
very much
if you bet the
tampering
under,
it.
it's
Yeah.
like bet the under. Bet the number is 6. I'll make sure that I get 4 or 5. Or if I get close, take me out. I'm faking my hand injury, or I'm faking an illness, and he did that one too many times.
Oof. Yeah, now I see it. Like originally like you had said, when I asked about the first offense, I was like, that's pretty stiff for a first offense. But especially with that, because you're not playing at your full potential. You're definitely tampering with the game. I didn't realize that it was him on himself. Yeah. That's crazy to be like, all right, I'm done for the day because I need to get this bag on the side.
Yeah. And in the NBA PA, they released a statement saying all players, including Jontay, should be afforded appropriate due process and opportunity to answer any charges brought against him. The NBPA will continue to provide all players with training materials to ensure they understand how to properly navigate the complex sports betting landscape. Sports betting's tough, but the thing about it is, when you look at professional sports, it's lined out in black and white. Like, don't bet.
Right.
If you got a question, that means you definitely should be.
Alone. Yeah.
And anybody ain't like your family, close to you, if you work within the organization, you can't bet.
Just leave it alone. I feel like it's pretty black and white and cut and dry. Just leave it alone altogether.
Yeah.
Don't take your chances.
Yeah. And he disclosed, like, you know more than the average person. You playing on the team, you're in the league, you know more than, me or you, even though we watch sports, but he's there, he's in there. He knows what guy is injured, what guy is battling an injury, what guy is battling an illness. So let's say they have a guy that should go out and score 20 and he's battling his illness. Well, I would take the under because maybe he's not going to be able to go out there and give it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Too much insight.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark's rookie salary with WNBA sparks outrage. As much positive that we talked about, a lot of people are comparing it to the men's basic NBA salaries. I don't know. This one is tough. We talk about them being marketable, them having all the NIL deals and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But this is, I feel like, is a fight that's been an uphill battle for a minute.
Yeah, and you look at just the total for 4 years, $338,056. Year one, you're making $76,000. You should definitely be making more
100.
Than the average Joe Smoke. I don't know what the average, salary is for a person working. Let's just say it's $50,000 in general. Like, I can go to Quick Trip and get a gig and make $50,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
She shouldn't make anywhere near that.
Right.
You're in the WNBA. They're making money off of your jersey sales. They're making money off of, ticket sales, parking, hot dog, popcorn. They're making money off of you playing in this game, giving it your all and risking injury.
Right.
Like a lifelong injury. Now people would say, oh, where you're getting like marketing money, you're getting things like that, but you should make more than $76,000 in a season.
Right. Definitely. And to see that she doesn't even touch 100 in her first year blew me. Like,
she doesn't touch 100 at all.
Like, that's crazy. Like, we know people that live up the street from my parents that are making 100, and Caitlin Clark's not making 100. Like, that's really, that was a blow for me, I think. And I think like they had compared, I think, who did they compare their salaries to? There was one big one. Victor. And he had made
Victor Wembanyama.
Yep,
Yeah.
he had made 55 mil and 12 mil in his first year alone. That's sick in comparison.
Especially with how much money they just talked about. The Indiana Fever going from their regular venue of where they play into a larger venue, which means more ticket sales, means more jersey and merch sales.
To accommodate her.
And she's making $338,000.
I mean, how much do you think that she's going to make in Gap from her marketing and everything else, though? Like,
that's going to be well over $1 million, but still, like, she's going to sell commercials. She's going to be able to do commercials. State Farm's going to probably do something, you know, Geico.
The big ones.
Yeah, it's water, whatever. Positivity water.
Yeah, fair.
But she should be making well over. And I'm gonna just throw a number out there. Her beginning salary should be between $800,000 and $1 million for 1 year on a rookie deal.
For sure. Sure.
Yeah, not this half. She's not even at half. $1 million.
That's crazy.
Plus taxes. So if you look at like the taxes that they're going to take out of that, $76,535 in year one, she's probably going to be making $50,000.
That's insane. Insane. What does this mean though for the WNBA splitting off? How does that change?
I feel like it definitely changes because you understand that being under the NBA umbrella, there's different things that they have to abide by, whether it be market share, things like that. And with them splitting off, it not only is it they're going to be able to make their own decisions, they'll be able to make more. They'll be able to have more teams, more leverage, more say so, and that means more money coming in for just their league, and they won't have to do any of the market share. Now, I think the only caveat to that is I don't know how much money that the NBA is, handing down to the WNBA or handing across the aisle to the WNBA, right? Like they have some input on, okay, well, since we're having a market share, a market rev split, we'll, give you guys some money, some boost money if you need it.
Right.
But that they should always still do that. I feel like if it's your brother or sister league, then you need to, fill the pipeline.
Right. How does that affect their pay then? Would pay go up or down?
It should
with that split.
Just depends on how they market it. They're able to generate all their marketing money, and it's across the board. Like you can't have one team. I think that was one of the biggest things too. Was like we saw the teams and how they traveled, and they were taking just commercial, regular airlines. Like they weren't flying private, and it was just their room and board, things like that. Mm-hmm. I feel like the marketing money has to go up, which when we talked about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and those ladies coming in, you're going to have more eyes on it, on these games. I think the Indiana Fever are going to have like 80% of their games on ESPN now. Mm. So with that being said, you got these TV rights and media rights that will be able to funnel in money because, of course, they're going to still be able to sell advertisement during these games. Commercials, all that stuff is going to come down, and they should be able to see an influx of cash.
Definitely. Beyonce sends flowers and sweet note to University of South Carolina women's basketball team. Let's hear from Coach Staley.
A video thank you. Look at the flowers. I didn't even think they grow these here in South Carolina. Look at the merchandise, okay? If you know, you know. But I'm going to read this card here, and if you know, you know. To Coach Staley and the entire South Carolina Gamecocks, me and my family watched your games and cheered you on through the entire season. Repeat, me and my family watched your games and cheered you on through the entire season. I'm so proud of you. All my love, Hit it. Hit it. That's B. That's B. B and her family. Yes. Mr. Carter. Yes.
What you think about that?
That's cold. I love it. I love that. Of course, it's just a great girl power moment. I mean, Beyonce is obviously an icon, and then to see Staley in her career as a coach, and just I like how she seems so hip and like in tune. You see her doing the TikTok dances with the girls. Like you see, we've talked a lot about her outfits and everything like that. Like she's just very much in tune, and you can tell that the players relate to her. She's the cool coach.
Yes.
And so I think that that's really cool. Coming from Beyonce herself, obviously she's like one of the icons of music and dance and everything like that. So to see them connect, even though they're from two totally different worlds, is dope. I like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, you getting people look up to Beyonce, even though she's in a different career field than what these young ladies are wanting to be in. People still, I mean, that's like Coach Staley said, that's Beyonce, right? People look up to her, and I feel like it's dope for her to even take time to do that, to write a letter. I don't know if she wrote the letter, but send flowers and write a letter. That's super dope.
Yeah. And I like how she got hype off of the whole family and Mr. Carter. Like, I like that a lot. And for them to like tune in and be watching, like, I feel like so many times, and the running joke at the beginning of Taylor Swift was like, what does she know about football? You know? And so then for them to like be and seem like, okay, they're involved in the sports world. They actually watch. They're not, it's not just a music industry family. It's cool. Cause sometimes you remove like what's the saying? Like, the football players always want to be rappers. Rappers always want to be football players. And so, but like you see a lot of people in the industry that they're not really, they could care less about sports, or like it's just a music world. And so, or they don't know anything about the game, but to see them like really know ball and follow along is cool.
And we see Beyonce, at least we used to see Beyonce and Jay-Z at the games, but now it's their daughter and Jay-Z. They're sitting courtside at all the is it Brooklyn Nets, the Lakers. You see them at all these different type of games. And I mean, we see what Jay-Z does the NFL halftime entertainment portion of it. So he knows sports. I think there was a daughter named Blue. I don't know if she plays, but she knows sports. So I mean, it's still culture. It's still, you know, we talk about it. I mean, you talk about the athletes want to be entertainers want to be athletes. It gotta goes hand in hand. You look at the fashion side of it. Of course, Coach Staley, we always talk about her fashion with Louis Vuitton and things. You can't help but notice.
Right.
Like, so I think that's kind of what gets entertainers hyped too, to watch these any of the games. Yeah,
I dig it for sure. On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we got a lot more to talk about. Keep it locked in. This W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Name synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasoning to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it. Message us. Talk about whatever topic you want. We got to dive into the rap drama too. Also, we've got a lot of beef going on there. Now, USA Basketball sets 2024 men's Olympic roster. LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Steph Curry headed to Paris. This roster seems pretty stacked. I know you asked earlier what your starting lineup would be. We've got Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum. All the heat.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is LeBron's last hoorah. They have to win it all. Like, with this star power that they have,
right?
They have to.
There's no way they don't. Who's your starting 5? If you have
man, I have to go with Bron, Anthony Davis, Tatum, and Steph. Is that 4? I think that's 4 or 5. That's 5. Yeah. How about you?
I would go LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant.
I forgot about KD.
Jason Tatum, and Steph Curry. Did I already say Steph? Steph Curry. I think that would be my 5 for sure. But yeah, this is stacked. If they don't win it, that's even more crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you think if they don't win it, then LeBron goes for another lap around to win it?
You know what? That's 4 more years. Like, you think about how much LeBron has left in the tank. I don't think he doesn't have 4 more years left.
Right.
Like,
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
A lot of training.
Yeah.
We know he wants to hang on for his son right now. I don't know. But it looks like they're stacked. I think that they're well on their way. But last year, or the last Olympics, didn't go too great, did it?
Nah. They won, but barely.
Right.
It's not the dream team. Like, you want the same effect as the dream team, but you got to come out there and win. I mean, any team with LeBron playing, you got to remember, they're not going to just scare people out of out of wins, getting off the bus. You're not going to scare people by your name anymore. Like, MJ, Charles Barkley, all those guys, they used to get off the bus and they used to be scared, like, overseas.
Yeah.
Now I think the game is more leveled out. We see a lot of these guys come from Europe and that are put into the NBA, and they're like, oh, it's just the same game. Yeah. We see them have success. So best believe they feel that same way over in Europe now. So you're not going to just step off the bus and be like, oh, well, my name is Bron or my name is KD or Steph. we're going to dominate.
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't what it is anymore.
They're catching up.
Yeah. But my starting 5, of course, Bron, Steph. I'd have to say AD, KD, and then I say Bron, Steph, KD, Anthony Davis, and then Jason Tatum. That'd be my starting 5.
Oh, so we're gonna the same one now.
Yeah, okay. we do.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, you still got another point guard, Devin Booker, coming off the bench. You got Joel Embiid still coming off the bench. Ant-Man. I think
Embiid coming off the bench is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I might have to make a couple swaps. We'll see. Nike CEO blames innovation slowdown on remote work. He said what's been missing is the kind of bold, disruptive innovation that Nike is known for. And when we look back, the reasons are fairly straightforward. Donahoe said in a statement. I feel like we learned.
I get more done when I'm working at home.
You think more done?
Yeah,
for sure. And if anything, I feel like the creative environment and everything, that's in your own safe space. I mean, I get maybe like you get content, when you just let the Zoom roll and you're cooking dinner at the same time or whatever. I kind of get that. Like maybe you're not as engaged as when they stick you in a cubicle and you're forced to just sit there and look at the work. But I feel like when it comes to like Nike and designing and stuff like that, those are like creative juices flowing. Like you would think that people in their own environments or going to coffee shops or whatever else, outside of just a box office space,
I agree.
Cater more to designing. I don't know.
I agree. I mean, you think about just like being around it had more to me. It has more to do with like being around other people, more like-minded individuals. Like
true.
If you're working at Nike, they vetted you. You've come up with different creations, and you're not doing it solo.
Right.
Like you get a different emotion. Just remember when we used to do the show on Zoom during COVID?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot different being in person. Like being next to each other.
Yeah.
Right. You get the different emotion. You get there's
more conversation.
More conversation. Yeah. So like if you're drumming up an idea instead of, hey, click on Zoom real quick or send a quick Teams message, you're able to like, bounce ideas off of one another sitting in the next cubicle. And I don't know if you think Nike has cubicles. How they work?
I feel like it's like a fire hangout area, like like they got the track suits on the wall. It's a vibe. There's no way it could be just straight up like.
Man, I gotta roll out my cubicle like, hey Jazz, what you think about this colorway right here?
No way. But yeah, I can see that, like being in a team environment, I guess. And I feel like, especially with Nike, I mean, it's a worldwide brand. So you could be collaborating with people far across the country that you haven't seen in person type thing. So I feel like that could definitely benefit. And also like the fact that it's an athletic brand, maybe just the side of it, like people actually putting these shoes on, putting the tech outfits on or whatever it is, like actually physically trying on stuff with each other. Like, wait, no, with this tracksuit, this would look better. I guess maybe you don't really get that side of it either, because if you're on Zoom, you can't be like, wait, change those pants. Like, do I like this better? You don't know the like textures and stuff like that when it comes to that.
Definitely agree. But some of these higher up Nike folks, they got stuff in their house is like, they got all that. And if you're creative, exactly, what right? Like, what everything feels like. Oh, well, I'm gonna use this kind of leather. I want this to feel like this. I want this nubuck on the side, or you would sway. They know.
True.
Because you've been doing it for X amount of years now. If it's a newbie, yes, you need to be in the office because you need to figure it out.
Yeah.
But Nike campus, who wouldn't want to go to Nike campus? I would.
Exactly.
I'm there every day.
Right.
Y'all gonna have to kick me out.
Facts. But maybe with this new wave, I guess I didn't think about it either. Like when you say like the young kids who don't have an experience or they're just getting into it, they were the COVID college kids or the COVID babies that were used to doing all of their work online and everything.
True.
So maybe it's a matter of like, wow, we can't get people into these, like we can't hire any of these young cats to actually come in the office because we're all like, my generation is up under the mindset that like, why would I go into an office? We can work remote anyways. Like maybe they're just not able to pull in those creative juices anymore. Like
that's true.
Cause I know me, especially like if you're job shopping and it's like, okay, a job that's 5 days in the office versus 3, I might lean towards 3 because I got a little bit more freedom. I got a little bit more wiggle room.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe it's hard to get the young creative juices now.
I get it.
I don't know. I'd be giddy. Hire me. If y'all need any help, holla at me. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our Hater Love It segment. Keep it locked in. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers. KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
We'll talk about whatever topic you want. Speaking of work, we have to talk about it this week. Senator Bernie Sanders, independent from Vermont, introduced a bill that would shorten the work week to 32 hours, the amount of time many Americans can work each week before they're owed overtime, and is pushing for a 4-day work week, basically.
I'm down with a 4-day. Like,
I'll take it.
It doesn't matter, I guess. With us, because sports goes, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, but in just a general office setting. Now, how would that affect like a worker who like works at the airport, flies planes? Does that matter for them? Like 4-day work week? Like, nah, bro, I'm working Monday through Thursday. Y'all got to figure it out. Because somebody else is gonna have to take over.
Right. But then that would kick in like the other person's, maybe their shift is Wednesday to Sunday or whatever it is. You know?
Yeah.
So maybe not everybody's on the Monday through Thursday. I would hope I would be on the Monday through Thursday. Personally, I think Fridays are kind of fluffy anyways. Especially if you're at the office job, you're like, oh, I'm trying to get out of here. I got weekend plans. Like,
what if I needed to pay my T-Mobile bill on a Friday? Everybody's already worked Monday through Thursday.
You should have paid it on Thursday, knowing that. Like, you just got to plan ahead better at this point. Like,
yeah, nah, that ain't gonna work for just the consumer.
True.
But if you're still getting paid the same, I'm not gonna knock it. I think it would pass. If this goes into like a national vote, now I don't know how that works, but like if this goes into a national thing, for everybody to understand, like, all right, I'm only gonna be allowed to work 4 days. I'm gonna get a 3-day weekend, so Friday is gonna now be part of the weekend. I think that would pass. The only people that would vote no is the business owners. Because nobody's gonna be wanting to work, and then if you do, you're just gonna have to pay extra for overtime.
True.
That's gonna be the new thing. Like, oh well, you're gonna work Monday through Thursday, but on Friday come in, you're getting triple pay.
I bet a lot of people will be working Fridays,
and you're getting to work harder too.
Thanks. But wait, if they if they cut a day, then does hourly pay go up? Because now you're missing a day, basically. If you choose not to do the
you get 32 hours. It's only 32 hours, but you're still getting the same pay.
Still,
I think the hourly goes up. It ends up being about the same. Instead of making $20 an hour or $15 an hour, now you're making $20 an hour, but it's still the same amount of pay. The rate ends up being the same because you're not getting those extra 8 hours.
Right. That's fair then. As long as the pay stays the same.
Yep, I'm good with it too.
I'll take it. Let's get into our hate or love it.
Hate it. It's that time for love it or hate it. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week this week, we have the Air Jordan 1 High OG Women's Chrome.
Yeah, you know what? On the Chrome, I think they green glow. But those are fire. Like, it's like the The Tiffany green.
Yeah. Like Tiffany and Co. It kind of reminds me of the jewelry line.
Yeah.
They got the
And a lot of people going crazy because like, oh, well, you got the mids. Nah, these are the highs. I remember and I didn't get to see if these glow because they're green glow, but like, sometimes they say green glow and they grow in the glow in the dark on the bottom, but these are fire.
I'll pass. I don't think I'd rock those. The only thing they would be fire for would be a Casey Curran game. You could rock those for sure for Casey Curran.
Yep.
Other than that, day-to-day, don't think it's my style.
Yeah.
Nike Sabrina 1 dedications.
I like these.
Those are smooth.
I like these. Yeah.
Neutral.
Would you wear these to hooping?
Yeah. I'd wear them to hoop.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the neutral colorway.
Okay.
And I feel like the green is kind of in right now, like that sage green color and everything. It's kind of in.
Yep.
The Air Jordan 1 Low Women's method of make perfect pinks. No. Hard pass.
Yeah,
I'm not a pink girly though.
Sometimes I like pink sneakers, but these, nah. Nah.
And something about, I don't know, it's giving cheap or something. I don't know what you know what I'm saying? Like they just don't look.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not my style. My favorites this week, the Nike Air Max 186 Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, these favorite. I didn't get these. I wanted to. They sold out on me. But yeah, these are fire. Definitely. They come every year. They come out with a new Jackie Robinson signature sneaker from Nike, and these definitely you had the Air Force Ones the past couple years, or you had the Air Force Ones first year, or the Nike Dunk the first year, Air Force Ones the second year, and now this is the third year of this idea, and it's pretty dope.
I love the colorway.
Yeah, navy blue and white. Yep.
Easy
for the Dodgers.
Now, Serena Williams says she's super interested in owning a WNBA team. Let's hear from Serena.
Women's soccer, women's basketball. Like, there's so many other sports that women do so great. Let's put it on that platform that tennis is on.
What have you made of this moment for college basketball and women's college basketball?
Yeah, I think the moment's been happening. I think we just needed the right catalyst and the right people, and I think that's kind of been happening over the past 2 years. And I think women's sport is having a moment that it should have always had. You know, I feel like tennis has had its moment, and it's international and it's huge, and it's always going to be there. Now it's like time to lift up other sports, women's soccer, women's basketball. Like, there's so many other sports that women do so great. Let's put it on that platform that tennis is on, you know, and I feel like women's basketball is getting there, and it's arrived, and that's, you know, super exciting.
Could a WNBA team be added to your roster and the ownership stakes?
I absolutely would be. I think with the right market, you know, I think I would definitely be super interested in that.
And she talked about the right market. I feel like that's the thing. Like, it has to be a market where, because we talked about them splitting off from the NBA, right? It used to be when the WNBA in its inception of the league, they had to be paired with an NBA city. So you couldn't have a WNBA team in Kansas City or Iowa without an NBA team. Now it's like they've kind of loosened that, and you're able to have a WNBA team, you know, in different cities that don't have an NBA team. But it'd be dope. And I feel like that's what it's going to take is an owner that has star power to get people, you know, to recognize and come to the game.
Facts, definitely. And I think even just her wanting to be involved in it, in, like you said, marketing and stuff like that, having her name attached to that, she has so much pull in itself of getting brand deals, getting stuff like that.
Yep.
And then just to think, like, if you're playing for the team and then Serena shows up as your owner, like, that's pretty dope. Like, I think there's a lot that could really brew from that. And I think she should dive into it.
And people show up to games for weird reasons too. People show up just to see, like, we were talking about a topic last week, and people, we had Quinn Day on the show, and he talked about, like, reason why people show up to games. He gave Draymond Green instance. He's like, people show up to see what Draymond Green's gonna do.
Right.
Like,
literally.
You want to show up to see. I mean, look at the Chiefs, for instance, more closer to home. People showed up to the games that weren't really Chiefs fans, but they just wanted to see Taylor Swift.
Literally.
Get a glimpse of Taylor Swift.
Right.
You know, so people will show up just to get a glimpse of Serena, or get a glimpse of if The Rock owns a team, or Patrick Mahomes. They will. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Go ahead and look at Kansas City, Serena.
Yeah,
Could you imagine? That would be super dope.
That would be. I feel like it'd be more of like Patrick on the team or Travis.
You think?
Yeah.
You don't think she would explore Kansas City with this Casey
the
Current
market,
Stadium
just
here
depends.
too?
I think that'd be dope.
Is that ideal for her?
She's more of an LA person. Closer to coast. She's more of a coast.
Okay. That's
like Houston. I don't know if the Houston has a women's WNBA. I think they do. Yeah. But yeah. Come on, Serena. Look at Casey.
Rob Gronkowski spikes first pitch at Boston Red Sox.
Oh my goodness.
Patriots Day. Hate it or love it. Let's see what happened.
First of all, I hate it, but let's see it. Yeah, that was kind of lame.
Lame, boo, corny. But it was almost very on brand for him. Like, the only person that I could picture doing something like that would be him.
Like, y'all are dumb. Oh, my God. Corny.
Literally.
Lame, boo. Tomato. Throwing tomato.
Yeah, no, I don't. He kind of lost cool points for me on this one. Like, you're just cringy. That's just cringy, I guess. But I see it, I guess, for him. Morgan Price on making history as first HBCU gymnast to win national title.
I love it.
Let's hear from her.
Being the first HBCU gymnast to win a all-around national title, it really means everything to me. It really just shows that all of my work has finally paid off, and I'm just super proud of myself.
Yeah, that's super dope.
Super dope.
Yeah, especially with all the inclusion from the HBCUs. And we talked about it's kind of like similar to the WNBA. It needs that influx of star power to push the brand. And that's what's happened. You look at Deion, what he did for Jackson State, and it got more eyes on HBCUs.
Yeah.
Now Deion's moved on, and there's still that push for HBCU life. And I feel like that's dope.
And just, I mean, the gymnastics realm in general. Like, I feel like we saw Simone Biles, but there's not a lot of people that look like us in gymnastics. And so to see her be successful like that is really cool.
Yeah.
And to put on and like make sure that she still shouts out her HBCU and everything is even cooler.
Yeah, and there's been, and you got to remember the Olympics is every 4 years too. So every 4 years is gonna be somebody new.
Yeah.
And you've probably got two. Simone Biles has been around for a little while.
Right.
And I mean, you gotta remember from the beginning, there was like Dominique Dawes, Simone Biles. There was some more in between there, but yeah, it hasn't been many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love to see it for sure. Jason Kelsey says he lost his Super Bowl ring in a pool of Skyline Chili during New Heights live show. Kelsey talked about losing his ring. Let's hear what he had to say.
There was an unfortunateness. As you guys know, this game existed because I continually lose my Super Bowl ring. And I don't even know if Travis still knows this, but I legitimately lost my Super Bowl ring in this event. They could not find it. This is Jets Jake searching through the chili to try and find the sock that had my Super Bowl ring in it. We have still yet to find it.
What did you expect to happen?
I thought that we would just go in the pool and get the ring afterwards.
You're such a imbecile.
Greg got a metal detector. There's actually metal in Skyline Chili. There's traces of iron within the chili itself. So it's an impossible task to try and use a metal detector.
That's so good.
There's probably lead as well in there some point. It's just a hunk of metal. I'll just have another one made, I think. They can do that, right?
I don't know, Jason. Probably.
Guess we're going to find out.
Oh man, shout out to Travis Kelsey, friend of the show, for getting us that video. But that's weird.
Crazy. Also, can we not ignore the fact that he said that there's traces of metal in the chili? Like, that's wild in itself. I don't think I want to try it at this point. Like, what do you mean there's traces of metal in the chili?
Yeah.
You said that so, like, passive. Like that, like, I know we got the whole GMO wave and everything lately, but metal is crazy. Like,
yeah.
But honestly, it was so on brand. I mean, I like seeing the New Heights, and they're always doing something crazy off the wall like that. So I feel like that was perfectly on brand.
And shout out to Samantha Turner Garcia, wife of friend of the show, Adam Garcia. She said Haley Bryant just won the all-around title. Dope. Super dope. Thanks for sending us that.
Yeah.
Now, I guess now you're a friend of the show.
Right.
Sam, you got to watch us more often. Just don't troll us like your husband does. Shout out to everyone else who watched us as well. Also listen to us on 100.1 FM. Go enjoy your Saturday. A lot of sports happening around Kansas City. You got the KC Current. You got the Royals. You got Sporting KC even happening as well. You got some boxing happening tonight. Until next week, we are out of here.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.